Unfortunately, most people in this world clock in, clock out, go home, and hit the repeat button. Life is what you make of it, and sometimes the tiny moments are what truly make for a fulfilled life. No matter what job you have, it's always important to find a way to enjoy it. Hello, wonderful people. I'm Dane Peterson from Wonderbot. And here is... Garbage men receive a heartbreaking note from a mother. Take matters into their own hands. Before we begin, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. Blue-collar jobs including manufacturing, mining, sanitation, custodial work, oil field work, construction, mechanic, maintenance, warehousing, firefighting, and technical installation often go unappreciated, especially jobs such as garbage men. People tend to tip their hats to firemen, understandably, because what they do is heroic. Unfortunately, most people wouldn't expect other blue-collar jobs to touch people's lives the way some of the more heroic fields do. Many people don't realize the heart they put into their jobs and their lives. In recent news, a couple of garbage collectors made headlines for what they have done, leaving people absolutely shocked. They were overwhelmed by the reactions they received. Money.usanews.com described the garbage man career as, "It is a hallmark of modern times that instead of dumping our garbage wherever we see fit and spreading disease, we have garbage collectors pick up the trash and take it away from towns and cities to more remote waste management facilities." Garbage collectors fall into two categories: the driver of the garbage truck and the helper or ground man who picks up the garbage cans and recyclables. The job can be physically demanding for helpers since they pick up many cans of garbage each day in rain, snow, sleet, and the summer heat. Garbage collectors also have to keep records of their garbage pickups, use hand signals to communicate with the helper or driver, and walk a great deal in neighborhoods where residences are close together. The Evansons made a conscious decision to confront their garbage men after a year-long occurrence with their young children. Although they were glad they did, they never could have expected the outcome of it all. This story showed a shocking truth behind two loyal garbage men. As it spread throughout the internet, it shocked the world. Aaron and Angie Evanson are wonderful parents of 4 that are extremely passionate about their family. They have 1 son and 3 daughters that light up their life. This is why their story shocked so many people when it surfaced. No one could believe the devastating truth about this family. Evanson's little girls have created a tradition with the garbage men to always wave from the window and exchange smiles. For some reason, the girls have always been intrigued by these friendly garbage men and their exciting presence. Unfortunately, these men would soon realize the truth about this family. The Evansons' garbage men, Brandon and Taylor, have stated that their short interaction with the girls was always the highlight of their day. They absolutely loved waving back at the girls and seeing their bright, shining smiles. As joyful as it all was, the weekly visits had to tragically come to an end. After about a year, Angie Evanson had something to say about the tradition between her daughters and their garbage men. With a chilling secret, she decided she needed to speak her mind and confront these men. When she handed them a note, they were absolutely shocked. After this, nothing was the same. When the men received this note from Angie, they went straight to their boss. What it said was extremely devastating, and they took it upon themselves to report it and take care of the situation. Even their boss was taken back by the note, so they proceeded to take action. The note that Evanson had written said, "We may miss you some Thursdays upcoming. Our 3-year-old girl was diagnosed with cancer and has chemo on Thursdays." This was overwhelming to hear as they had developed such a genuine bond with these girls over time. No one could have expected how they reacted to this news. It was clear that this was a courtesy note. Over time, Evanson saw the true bond between her daughters and their friendly garbage men. It was the highlight of everyone's Thursdays. Because of this, she felt obligated to make her daughter's friends aware of the situation. She never imagined what these men would do next. Angie said that she decided to give Brandon and Taylor this note because she couldn't help but worry how they would feel about the absence of the family on Thursdays. She saw the light and the happiness created during their interactions and decided to prepare them for the changes ahead. Rose is Aaron and Angie's 3-year-old daughter. Rose was tragically diagnosed with cancer. Sadly, the cancer was stage 4, which is unfortunately a lot less hopeful than earlier stages. It goes without saying that this was extremely tragic for the whole family. Just when they thought their lives were crazy enough, they realized they were in for a shocking surprise. Sadly, Rose's cancer spread to her lungs. This resulted in an exhausting amount of time at the hospital for treatments. No one should have to go through what this poor girl did, especially at 3 years old, and no mother should have to watch her child go through it. After Brandon and Taylor found out about this awful situation, they took matters into their own hands. They felt the need to help in any way that they could, even if it wasn't much. When they brought the news to the attention of their boss, they were shocked at the way he responded. At this point, Brandon and Taylor were invested in the happiness of these children. Now that they wouldn't be seeing them weekly, they knew they could not contribute to that anymore. Although they had only shared a bond through the window, they felt very emotional about the news that they received. Everyone was shocked with their boss's response to it all. When Angie shared the news to these men, she wasn't sure how they would take it. While she clearly had good intentions, sometimes people can take things the wrong way. She accepted the risk of odd reactions. Maybe they would assume she was looking for sympathy, handouts, or even wonder why she felt the need to share. To her delight, Angie received a letter from the company she contacted. It read, "We just wanted to take a second to send our best wishes as you go through this difficult time. Our teammates, Brandon and Taylor, filled us in on the situation and shared the very kind note that you left for them. We are so proud that their gestures gave you a reason to smile recently." The letter continued to say, "Please accept our gift of free garbage service for you through the end of 2017. We know that expenses will add up as you make trips for this needed treatment and hope that not having this one bill to deal with helps, even if just a little." With all the heartbreak, there was good news to come for everyone. Aaron and Angie were extremely touched by this incredible gesture. They were only a few weeks into knowing about their daughter's diagnosis, and this really helped lift their spirits. Having so much to worry about, this small beam of light really kept them going. But the kindness didn't stop there. Even after the incredible kindness from these men, they continued to deliver their genuine care. Shortly after this tragic yet beautiful situation occurred, Brandon and Taylor visited the family with gifts on Christmas. The girls were overwhelmingly excited to see their old friends again, and the feeling was mutual. When Brandon and Taylor do see their little friends, they make up for lost time with extra bonding and gifts. Angie and Aaron love the entire situation between their girls and the garbage men, and everyone else does too. It was sad that they didn't see each other as much as they used to, but the future was bright for them. In November of 2017, it was announced that Rose was cancer-free. The weekly trips from the garbage men are still something the household looks forward to, but the health of their family is what the Evansons are truly grateful for.
A homeless man sleeping rough through freezing winter temperatures has warmed the hearts of strangers in Louisiana after he was photographed helping a woman change a tire in the early hours of the morning and spending the last of his money to fill it up with air. The incredible act of kindness was witnessed by Scott Landry at 2:45 a.m. Monday, who happened to stop at the Racetrack gas station on Louisiana Avenue in Lafayette to get coffee when he noticed 61-year-old Randy Head changing a tire. Noting how cold it was outside and realizing he had better tools for the job in his car, Scott approached Randy and asked if he needed any assistance. And the interaction that followed would go on to change Scott's perspective entirely. The first thing that came to my mind was, they're having a worse night than me. And so that's when I offered to help, Landry told the Academia Advocate. Here I am feeling sorry for myself because I can't get my coffee, and here's this guy that's homeless, has got nowhere to sleep, and is paying out of his pocket to help this girl. It just made my problem seem a lot smaller. It just gave me a perspective on what was going on. As he made his way towards Randy, Scott quickly realized he was not the owner of the car, rather the bicycle next to it, and he was actually helping a young girl in a desperate moment of need. He watched on in awe as Randy, who lives in a tent in a wooded area behind the store, used the last of his money in his pocket to air up the young woman's spare tire. But speaking to DailyMail.com, Randy insisted there's nothing amazing about what he did. It's simply the decent thing to do. I haven't cured cancer. I'm not Superman. I just changed a tire. I was simply helping out another in need, he said. Randy, who has 4 children, says he was cycling towards racetrack when he saw a red SUV driving towards the garage slowly, followed by a hoarse sound that he knew was being caused by a flat tire. I just pulled up alongside her, smiled, and said, "Do you need help?" She responded that she did, so I got to work, Randy recalled. The 61-year-old said he immediately thought of his daughters when he noticed the female driver get out from her car, and how he hoped someone would help them if they were stranded without hope in the early hours. Having worked in hard labor for more than 3 decades before becoming homeless last year, Randy said he was all too happy to get his hands dirty once again. The woman offered him $20 for his help, but Randy politely refused the money. "I never go hungry. I have the money I need to survive," he told DailyMail.com. Helping this woman and dozens of others like her is just part of my everyday life. The real hero in the story is Scott. Scott shared the encounter on Facebook, along with 2 pictures of Randy helping the woman. I chit-chat with him as he's paying to fill the lady's tire up, and I ask him if he lives around here, Scott recalls in the post. He said he lives in a tent in the woods behind the store. Just to recap, an old white homeless man on a bike was paying out of his own pocket to air up and change the tire of a young black girl. The world ain't all bad. The post has since been shared nearly 3,000 times. Strangers who saw Scott's post reached out to him and asked how they could pay Randy back for his incredible kindness. Scott sought out Randy the following day and asked him what he wanted. Randy responded that he wouldn't mind somewhere to escape from the cold and windy weather. Granting his wish, Scott booked Randy a room at the Red Roof Inn for a stay of 5 nights, borrowing the cash from his aunt to fulfill the request. Randy spoke to DailyMail.com from the comfort of his motel room. In addition to getting out of the cold, Randy said he was grateful to be able to have a hot shower, sleep in a warm bed, and just watch the evening news. What more could he want, he added. Scott has since set up a Facebook fundraiser for Randy as well, which has already raised $1,025 of its $1,500 target after just 1 day. Once Scott's repaid the loan to his aunt, he's giving the rest of the sum to Randy and pledges to help him formulate a long-term housing plan to keep him off the streets for good. Randy said he's received some of the cash yesterday and immediately booked 3 of his friends, who are also homeless, into rooms of their own. "It's a good story that's more about Scott than me," Randy said, refusing to acknowledge the selflessness of his gesture. "He's the one who got the ball rolling. He's the one who saw what I was doing and thought enough about it to put it on Facebook." Randy says he regularly helps others in need despite having little to his name. "All the public attention he's received in the days since has been overwhelming," he admitted. "I'm still the same nobody I was before Monday night," Randy told DailyMail.com. "But if one good thing can come out of all this, I hope to reestablish common decency and common respect, because neither of those things are that common anymore. Nothing I did was amazing. It was simply the right thing to do. But the fact that everyone is hailing me as some kind of wonder kid is an indictment of the world we're living in. If a man with nothing can be kind to everyone, imagine what someone with something can do." Randy said he isn't sure what he'll do with the rest of the money just yet, but he hopes he can spend it towards achieving his one wish of owning a plot of land in the coming years, where he can run a farm. "If I had one wish, it would be to have enough money to buy some land, where I can raise animals and grow crops, so I can feed poor people. I hope to get to spend the rest of my days giving back to people who are less fortunate than I am. That's what I hope for."